alongside Defilers. And I gotta feel sorry for Classic here. He hasn't really been allowed to do anything this entire game. Another drone there sitting around wondering if there's actually going to put down another second colony. Apparently, yeah, S2 just hoping that he can hold every one of his bases with nothing but his lurkers and second colony. His Muto is still flying around, going to be a massive annoyance. Also, putting off second colonies further away from his base in case siege tanks come out. So they're going to be able to force those siege tanks to engage one single second at a time. Also, of course, the weakness with has 2 starports coming up. Ooh, what did I see cloaking on the way? I just thought I saw control tower blinking, but no, it's just gonna go for 2 starports. Gonna try to get as many sciences out there as quickly as possible because he's gonna need it with Hive Tech coming up soon. But the problem is once he has tanks out there, if he is gonna go for tanks, that is, I'm not quite sure that's actually a very best idea with all those mutos out there. If he decides to go for tanks now, those mutos are really gonna do a lot of damage. Greater Spire alongside the Fireman. So yeah, mutos definitely gonna come into play. Gonna see some Guardians out there. That's going to be most interesting to see, I must admit. So, Guardian, Ling, Defiler, Lurker, something like that. Might even go for... don't think he's going to go for Ultras at this point. He's gonna probably would want to go for one more base before he decides to try to support 4 gas, I think, to support Ultra Guardian. Quite a few Lurkers out in the field out there, though. Holding Classic, boxing Classic in. Classic still only at 2 bases. Should be thinking about expanding fairly soon. Medic Marines almost getting caught by those lurkers. 2 of them do, in fact, and die and go to the afterlife of their choosing. I'm sure they read the brochures. There's quite a few of them. See, Mulisk apparently flying yet again for the natural race. We're going to try to do something there. Lurkers in the lanes going to be forced back. They're going to burrow in. Zerglings are coming close. Medic Marines not quite engaging in a very good position. Quite out in the open. No medics that I even saw. Guardian's going to start morphing in outside the natural expos. They're going to be able to range the turrets and everything. Pretty much Defilement on the way. We're going to be seeing Consume Researched and Defilers out there. And I think once S2 gets those Defilers out there, he's going to be in a very good position with Science Vessel out there. Lurkers coming in as well. No Scourge to engage those Medic Marines. Doing a fairly good job of engaging those Lurkers in the lane. Still lost quite a few. But there's going to be a lot of Guardians attacking Natural Expo very soon. And if you lose the Natural Expo, it's going to be horrible. Stu actually going to wait on his last single Guardian before he goes for the attack. I don't think that's actually necessary. Try to get the timings right. Just go for it now. Yeah, there we go. Just going to start attacking. SCV's just going to start dying all over the place. 2 starports more. He's going to need those 2 science vessels. He's going to wait for those 2 science vessels. Once those 2 science vessels come out, he's going to start irradiating these Guardians, so he might do some damage. But this natural expansion not mining at all now. And quite a few SCVs go down. The turret might go down. Awesome Scourge in play as well. And the Devour! Oh, in case of Science, went for a Devour. Oh, that's awesome. In case of any anti-air, he went for a Devour. Also, a Scourge out there, so this is beautiful. Also, of course, Scourge and Devour might even use those Scourge and Devour just in case that happens. I see he's going to be floating up, and Classic is looking in a he's looking very, very bad right now. Horrible position to be in. And that is canals all over Spore colonies to prevent those pesky Science Vessels from being, pesky. So, Scourge coming in, not quite managing to kill off any of the Science Vessels, so that could have been bad. But those Guardians really doing a heck of a lot of damage. Couple of Wraiths coming out. Finally, Devour going to come out there and engage. Muta also going to engage. I don't think that one single Devour is going to be quite enough to engage those Wraiths. Muta's at the very least helping out. Are there Scourge going to be coming in? Irradiates coming off. Did he just irradiate the Muta? Okay, that's interesting. Wraith's going to continue engaging these Guardians. Guardians going to fly off right into the main, out in the open. Oh, God, no. So, yeah, there you go. S2 going to lose his Guardians here, but he's utilized them so well that I don't really think it matters at this point. Classic's still only on 2 bases. 4 Guardians. They're going to do as much damage as possible. Going to try to open up the position by taking down the bunker. And they're all going to go down here, but at the very least, he's utilized them fairly well. They're going to try to take out as much possible before they die. Picking up some Marines as well. And quite a few SCVs lost. Quite a lot of mining delayed, and despite the fact that Classic has 1-2 upgrades, which I think is higher than what S2 has. S2 has Defilers out there. He has Lurkers. He has Lings. He's picking off Science Vessels. Good job. And honestly, he's just looking in a very good position, and I just don't see Classic. He needs to go out and do some damage, but I just don't see how that's possible. S2 going for 4th base at the lower left hand now. Natural expansion. Just need to hold his position. He's going to be good. Ultra Cavern on the way. Probably going to be the last nail in the coffin right there. As soon as he gets his 4th base up, upgrades on the Ultras. He's going to go and bulldoze. Probably not even going to rush to Ultras very heavy. He just needs to hold his position, make sure the Classic does not pick up an additional base. like he's trying to do right here at the 12 Zerglings coming in. Oh, SCVs! Oh, man. SCVs trying to fight for their lives and actually doing a pretty decent job. Zerglings actually not quite managing to pick off. I think he managed to pick off one SCV to that nice CV micro right there. But still at Natural Expo, S2 needs to just go there and make sure that doesn't come up. And that's probably going to be the last nail in the coffin. As soon as that happens, that's going to be it. And I still think that 12 o'clock base is not going to help him much at all. He's lost too much economy-wise. Still has managed to saturate his fourth, S2 that is. But I think that Classic has lost too much economically to really get back into this game. He's going to need to pull off something amazing to do so. There is still an opportunity for him, I feel. Maybe an opportunity to get back into this. If he gets his third up and he gets his fourth up, maybe at the upper right. If he gets his fourth up very quickly and manages to macro very heavily, manages to maybe do some damage at the lower left hand, pick off the fourth base before it manages to come up. Definitely picking off this fifth before it manages to come up. When I said come up in natural for the lower left hand, I meant before it manages to actually saturate itself. But there are some medic marines here at the 6, so I think that's going to get cleared up very well. But S2 now has Defiler support on this 12 o'clock. Zerglings coming in. No Dark Swarm. Lurkers on the ramp, though, but a little bit too low on the ramp. S2 does get denied his fifth base. Scourge coming in and just sacrificing their lives. Bunker here put down to 12 because Classic knows he needs to hold bases. Classic also very good for him with an SCV. He manages to spot a new base at the 3 o'clock position, so he's going to know to go and take that down, losing another Science Vessel. Dark Swarms all over the place. So S2 showing actually some decent play here. Unlike his fellow Hyuk, actually managing to play fairly well off Hive Tech. Trying to engage some Marines in the open with Zerglings. Doing a decent job. Cracklings actually, picking off throw Marines there. Just keep that number down. Utilize those Dark Swarms. Force them back. Force Classic on his side of the map. If Classic manages to get up that third, just with S2 getting his fifth up, I still don't think it's going to be good. Finally managing to saturate his lower left-hand natural, get that fourth gas out there. Going to be seeing Ultras out there very soon. And Classic, I think he has just an SCV at the upper right-hand position. Not sure whether that's to build a base or what. Might want that soon. Firebats out in the field, quite a large number. Going to go out there, try to stim up and pick off the 9 o'clock base as soon as possible. There are Zerglings running towards that position as we speak, but I think that hatchery got canceled nonetheless. No, actually came up. Never mind. I thought it got canceled. I didn't see the blip there. Firebats engaging all those Zerglings! Ah! And Firebats come out winners. Ah, it's beautiful. That's awesome. More Zerglings on the way. I don't think that Firebats are going to manage to pick off that hatchery before anything happens. But yeah, Firebats, stim Firebats against Zerglings. That's just, not going to happen. Firebat's going to come out alive. His medic's doing some nice blocking. And the Lurker's just being allowed to finish off the job. So 9 o'clock base is going to come up. S2 is going to have his fifth, and I think at this point it's safe to pick off his sixth at the 6 o'clock position anytime he feels. Classic on 3 going to try to pick up his fourth. I'm not quite sure how long S2 is going to stand for that. Nihilus Canals all over the place, so any aggressive action by Classic is going to be denied. Weapons 3, armor 1. Not quite sure on the upgrades on the opposite side. Click me a Zergling. Click me a Zergling. Oh, you bastard. Click me a Zergling. Thank you. Carapace 2 and armor 1, so is ahead in upgrades, but it's not really going to help him out much in this case. Ultras are going to be out soon. They're going to have speed and armor upgrades. At the time they come out, I assume they're going to be 4 and 2. So they're going to be meat shields. A couple of Scourge taking the science facility. Could have actually picked that off if he decided to engage it. Make sure no more science vessels come out for a little while. Defiler's getting ready. He did another engagement in the middle. Science vessel's going down. Oh, almost another one. And nice play coming off there with the Marines as well. But yeah, this entire game, really, S2 has controlled it. It was allowed to pick off that third, and since then has been managed to control this entire game. Did some nice harassment with his mutas. Did some nice harassment the entire time. Again, some Marines and medics at the 9 o'clock position trying to do some damage, just not enough. I think I actually saw some Plague Zerglings. S2 actually managed to plague some of his own Zerglings. Oh well. Going around with his Crackslings, look at those. I managed to do a little bit of damage here and there. Just keep that number down. I mean, keep that number of Medic Marines down. That's all he needs. Weapons 2 now ready for those Zerglings. And the upper right position going to get denied, spotted and denied. And Ultra's out there, 4 and 2. And now he's just going to start bulldozing all over the place. This 12 o'clock position, as soon as it gets taken down, that's going to be GG any second, because there's no way that Classic can do much of anything. He's gonna go for it for a counterattack here at the lower left-hand position, but there are Ultras and Zerglings there, defensive matrices, but all those medic rangers gonna go down. A few Ultras and Cracklings at the 12. They're gonna rip everything to pieces, and Classic just doesn't have enough. Manages to fight some of this back while he retreats, though. They're not quite in a position to engage, losing all of his SCVs at the 12. Don't think he even pulled any of them off. Finally managed to pull some of them off, but just not in a position at all. Natural expansion will threaten Plague on the SCVs of all things. S2's just playing around at this point. Gets all of his Ultras irradiated, but he doesn't care. Just going to go in there and do as much damage as he possibly can. Dark Swarms all over the place. As soon as another wave of Ultras and Cracklings comes in alongside Defiler support, that's going to be some Wraiths out there engaging. One of those Wraiths still from when it was engaging the Guardians. GG finally from Classic. And S2 playing a very good dominant game, I got to admit. Pretty good. So he's going to move into the final match and face against Flash. We're going to see whether we see our first upset in this Group A. I wouldn't be surprised at all because that's my life. GG guys, for listening. Hope you enjoyed. See you in the final match.